Oh, hey, hi, welcome to our little distro. Let me open up the door, it's off the hinges. Yeah, welcome to one of the last update videos that we're probably going to do on this place. Please come in. Let me show you what's going on. This video is actually going to be a little bit longer than our other ones because we have some cool key parts to talk about, but first, check out this room. This is our main workspace, and we have almost all the drywall on the wall, and the electrical done, all the panels are hung. You know, we're getting ready to do taping, to do paint, and to do the epoxy floor on the ground. In fact, we would have been much further done if it wasn't for the wonderful Texas weather that has been just god-awful and rainy and flood-like. But check this out. One of the cool things that I want to do to this room is we're actually going to turn what is essentially an attic space into an actual storage space. We went up there and we actually took 2x4s and put everything together so we could stack stuff up there, and we're going to make a easy entrance over here just by cutting some stuff out and then making it happen. But first, let me talk about the first thing that I'd really like to get off my chest, and that is we're going on a full US tour, and I'm really excited about it. We're going to be gone, leaving Texas from May 21st up until July 20th. Which is really intense. We're going to be flying out to Florida, going all the way up to New York, cutting across to Chicago, down through Tennessee, back through Texas, through Oklahoma, and then the East Coast. That completely was the East Coast tour, and then the West Coast we're going to be cutting from Texas all the way out to Cali, up Cali to Oregon, across through Seattle, Boise, Salt Lake, and Denver, back down home. And that's going to take us about 60 days to do, and we're really excited about it. We're also really needing to raise money for it so we can afford things like a tour projector to make sure that our car has insurance and in general have t-shirts on the road. So what we're doing, surprisingly, is doing two different pre-orders, the first of which we're printing in the distro space as soon as we're done. We're going to throw it up as a pre-order as soon as we're ready to start printing and make stuff, which will hopefully be in about a week or two, maybe 3, depending on the weather. But yeah, those are going to be printed through a design that has never been printed before through Arrow of Failure through our friend Ernie who lives in Nevada. If your band needs some badass logos, designs, whatever, check out this t-shirt. This is one of the ones that he actually made, and it's really cool. Ernie specializes in like gore and skulls and stuff, and his logo for Punk with a Camera is a kid with a hat. He's got a band that says DIY, and he's holding a camera. He's all grotesque and melting, and it looks really, really cool, and I'm excited about it. He sent it to me, and I was like, what? As something like, he was like, hey, I did this in my free time. So, sweet guy. Really great rates, super fast turnaround. If you want some like good logos, please hit them up. But besides the point, let's get into the next room. Let me show you the storage area right now. Now these rooms are way more done. They were not reliant on the weather at all. And if you come in, check it out. We have all of our walls up. We have most of the tape started. We actually cut a hole for easy access to the attic up there. And one of the last things that we're going to do is we're going to hang an AC unit on this wall. Oh, that is a wasp. That is a wasp. Die. Sorry. But yeah, we're going to hang an AC unit on this wall so that way we can have more circulation in here and hopefully less wasps. We actually need to hang the door so that way, you know, the wasps go away. We're either flooding or we're in intense heat swarmed by wasps. But one thing that I'd really like to talk to you about next is number 2 of the topics that I wanted to talk about, which is the amazing people that we have supporting us. Like, holy crap. One, can I say, like, the people on Patreon who have made this room possible, I don't have words to describe my gratitude and thanks, because this entire room was crowdfunded. Like, normally if I want to do something like this, if I want to buy a camera, if I want to like go out to a different state and make a video, like, I grind. I'll get a job, I might get 2 jobs, and I'll work my butt off and I'll save up the money. But we haven't like needed to actively do that recently with a lot of the things that we're doing, and it's all because of the people who support us, and I don't have words that can describe my gratitude and thanks. So yeah, we're about to update our Patreon, and it's gonna be really cool because once we get this distro up, we're going to be making a lot more. Normally on our Patreon we'll have like, hey, if you get $10 we'll send you a t-shirt, $5 you get patches and back patches, $1 we'll give you like early access to all our contents. We're about to vamp that way the heck up because we're partnering with a bunch of really cool bands, and we're going to be making their CDs, their t-shirts, their back patches. We might make sweaters and zip-ups whenever we get further into that. Women's tees, tank tops, like everything. And the coolest thing is anything that we make, our Patreon supporters get first. It doesn't matter if we're only making 50, if there are 33 Patreon orders, they get the 33 first out of that 50. So that's what's really cool about that. And yeah, I can't thank everyone enough on Patreon who's made that happen. So expect changes on our Patreon. We're gonna make new categories for rewards tiers, and thank you. Like, this room is crowdfunded, and I didn't have to get 2 jobs to do what I wanted to do for art. So yeah, but sorry, before I get teary-eyed, let me get into the other room real quick. This is the washout room. We actually installed the light in here. If you see, there's actually completed electrical where we swapped out the lights that were right here. This light was in the other one and we replaced them with LEDs like that they are in the main workspace. And then over here is my dark room. Me in my dark room! That's like, I've been wanting to do that my whole life. Okay, but yeah, so what this is these bulbs that are above me right now are encased in a yellow casing, essentially making it light safe, because when you deal with photo emulsion, UV lights will burn through, and sometimes you want it to burn through. You burn them through a transparency of your ink design. But if you just leave photo emulsion out just like in the open, you know, it'll burn completely through and then you can't even use the screen. So we encapsulated regular light tube bulbs and put them in a yellow casing, making this entire room light safe, which also is properly electrically put together. So let's pop back into this other room so it stops echoing, and I want to talk about the last thing ever is, again, the amazing people that have been like supportive of us outside of Patreon and everything else. I want to tell a really quick story about this guy right here. So this is a platypus, which is really cool because it's got a Punk with a Camera back patch on the back, and I'll get to that really quick. This platypus was made by our friend Lauren at Lauren's Suey Dolls. You can actually see the info right there. Lauren is an amazing supporter of ours and is a really cool person, and they make me feel great just because what they're doing now is what I was doing when I first got into filmmaking. And I first found out about Lauren through her dad, who sent us a message on Facebook, and they were like, hey, my daughter really loves what you're doing. She's in high school, and you know, like your videos, like she loves watching them all the time. And I'm like, really? Okay, how old is she turning? Like, sorry, he said that her birthday was coming up and he wanted to know about t-shirts. I was like, how old is she turning? Like, when is it? Like, I'll send something out right now. And I was like, that's so cool, because like, where she was at in high school was where I was at when I decided like, yo, I should start making videos. And that makes me really happy to see that there are other young artists out there who are like, really grinding at what they do. But anyways, she got the package and she was super happy about it, and she messaged me on Instagram and she said, hey, what's your favorite animal? And I said, platypus. On our camera backpack, we have a blue Perry the Platypus, and it's sewed onto the back of the backpack because people used to steal it all the time. But like, I carry it everywhere, and a platypus, for whatever reason in my head, was one of the coolest animals in the world because it was a mammal, but it laid eggs. It was different, it was unique, but it was still, you know, considered normal in a gene pool of some sort. But it was just, you know, it was different and cool. And she said, all right, cool. And I guess she had my return address, and you know, 2-3 weeks later, I get this platypus in the mail. And she sent me a really cute note, and it had like a detailed sketch of how she wanted to draw a baby platypus, and a really like sweet note explaining it. And you know, she told me that the one thing she asked of me was to name the platypus. And I am terrible at naming platypuses, let alone naming anything else. So please suggest names for this platypus, because I don't want to let her down. But yeah, I really hope that, you know, the content that we make inspires other young kids to like do stuff like follow their art, whether it's making platypuses, making music, like, I don't know, even just going to school. Like, you can do anything you want to. But yeah, this is pretty close to the end of the video. I'm going to end it on one last note. We're very close to being done with the distro. I'm talking like 2-3 weeks, depending if the weather will allow us, and we're going to start making t-shirts. We have about 50-ish days before we need to be 100% ready to leave for tour, and we have a lot of money to raise. So we're going to be doing 2 different pre-order t-shirts. One of the pre-order t-shirts I already talked to you about was from Ernie's design of Punk with a Camera that we're going to be printing ourselves, which can take close to a month before we start putting that one up. But the next one is one of our troll logos. We have not printed our troll t-shirt in a year and a half. The troll design was made by Josh Rott of The Real McCoys, and just it looks awesome. I'm really excited about it. I've been wanting to reprint it for a very, very, very long time, and I'm glad that we're going to be able to. So, to help with the tour costs, we're going to be throwing up the 2 t-shirts for 2 different options. You can get just the t-shirt and a cute note from us for $15, or you can pay $25 and you'll get like all of our Ribfest CDs and some patches and some goodies, which I understand we normally sell everything at cost, but we're trying to raise as much money as we can for tours. So please, if you order a t-shirt and like you come to one of our shows, let us know. Like I would love to give you a big hug. I would love to give anybody who watches our videos a big hug on this tour. We're going to be going on, I think 54 dates. We're going to have like 4 or 5 days off for, you know, the month of May, June, and July. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for folks out there like Lauren and Ernie, and yeah, we're going to be done soon. We're going to leave on a tour, and it's going to be great. I hope to see everyone. So, yeah. Bye.